You're listening to TFP, the fan's perspective.
Oh. Yes, y'all, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for tuning in. This is the fan's perspective. Right back at you. I am your host, Charlietrix, and I'm here with my brother
Remise. What's good, everybody?
Remise is in the building, and we got my man.
It's your boy jhanboom. What's poppin'?
jhanboom is in the building.
Yes.
And today we got a very special guest, all the way from Combat Fitness Club, my brother Dane Guerrero. What's going on?
What's going on, brothers? Thank you for having me on.
What's poppin'?
Yo, welcome to the
What's
show,
up?
Big Dane.
Welcome back.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just to
Let's
say
do
it's
it.
a beautiful it's a freezing ass cold
Yes.
Saturday, 4th of February.
Oof.
This is probably a day that feels like one of the coldest for the year so far. At least for me. It's cold as fuck. But welcome, Dane. We wanted to have you on today because we know that you're going to be making it's a pro debut, right?
Yes, sir. Pro debut April 1st in Terrace, New Jersey.
Pro debut April 1st, Paramus, New Jersey.
Yeah, let's get it. Someone's ass
Get
gonna
it.
get
Let's
beat.
get it. That is big, man. So what made you go this route now? What's about this moment? What happened?
I think the right situation, everything kind of lined up, like with the perfect situation, with the promoters that I've been talking to, where I'm at business-wise. It all just kind of made sense.
Word.
Now, really, it's just about balancing it out well.
Okay.
That's pretty much it. But overall, I always wanted to take the step. It's just that the pieces weren't lined up. Now I'm 35. To be honest with you, I think this is the perfect time because, as you grow, you get more mature. In the fight game, you got your fight IQ grows. As I'm training other people, I'm also training myself, and I'm working on things without even knowing it. So I become sharper. I'm working with Al Artola. You guys are
Oh,
familiar
nice.
with
I know
Artola?
Al. Big
Yeah,
Al.
yeah,
Shout out to Al.
Yeah. Everything old school. That's how I like it,
That's dope.
So,
Nice.
he's fine-tuning me. And then, working with some other guys, sparring and stuff like that. And, it should be good. It's a 3-rounder, so I'm excited about that.
So April 1st in Paramus, and when are tickets going to be on sale? Can anybody go? Is this open?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm waiting on the tickets. They should be out probably in the next week or so to come. Right now I'm working on sponsorships, accepting sponsorships. And, they send me their logo. I'll be representing them too, posting them on social media. So it's kind of like a win-win. We do a cross-promotion and stuff like that. So
That's dope. So yeah, anybody watching, if you want to sponsor my man Dane, reach out. You can find him Combat Fitness Club on Instagram, and you can reach out to us, and we'll pass that message along.
thank you.
Yep.
Yeah.
By the way, how is it going with CFC right now?
Good. It took a little bit to understand like the flow of the way people work, right? So nobody is 100% consistent all the time. So, during the winter, leading up to the spring, everybody's kind of solid. Then, they start slowing down, falling off, going on vacation and stuff like that. So then it starts picking up again. So I had to catch the wave, see how it goes. And now I'm more locked in. And, overall steady. I can't complain, man. Now I'm in the process of getting more trainers too.
Word, so expanding a little bit.
Yeah, little by little,
that's what's up.
expanding, and that's the point, right? So.
Yeah, that's what's up. Hell yeah, man. I'm wondering, have you made changes to how you handle the training schedule to fit in with the, making the pro debut?
Yeah, that's definitely been the biggest challenge. It's kind of, like I said earlier, balancing everything out. That's part of it. There's so many factors. I mean, especially with my sleeping, my fasting, dieting. But yeah, that's something that was a big one that I need to really get under control. And that's why I'm bringing in other trainers as well to kind of help support that.
Ease the load a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
How has being a father impacted your journey and getting here now? I know Dane personally, so I know that it's been a little while now. Now you should be used to daddy mode.
She's actually turning 3 on the 19th of this month.
Congrats.
Yeah, thank you. She's getting big fast, I would say just maturity. Parenting definitely requires a lot of maturity, patience, and you're kind of just learning on the job. There's no manuscript. There's no, you guys know. I mean,
yeah.
there's no. You just got to go through it. You learn on the job, and you just got to be there with your partner to support each other to get through it. Yeah. So that's
Yeah. Big fight coming. Big comeback. Someone's ass is going down. Now, coming back in the game, boxing, I mean, not that you're coming back in the game, but big fight coming up. Right. How do you, prep for it? Like, as far as, is it certain music you listen to? Do you bring out the beats? Are you going over to take someone's head off? Or is it more, because, usually help people, you know what I'm saying? I say you're usually helping people, but right now, it's that time to show the people, almost like the trainer becoming the man back on the field.
I think that back in the day when I was in the amateurs, I would be a little bit more in the aggressive mind state, right? Mm-hmm. But to be honest, I kind of feel like that drained me a little bit of my energy and stuff like that. So I learned, now I'm just relaxing. To be honest, I listen to a lot of classical music when I'm training.
Word.
Yeah, I do.
Word. So, nice. Yeah.
A lot of like instrumental music, a lot of stuff like that. I don't try to go too hard on the hip hop, but I throw hip hop in there too to kind of just motivate me and stuff.
Word.
Sometimes I do pull back because I do realize like I'm getting too anxious, too amped up.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, I need to tone it down a little bit.
Yeah, because there's the Diaz brothers approach, there's the GSP approach.
Yeah.
And they both have their merits, I think. But it's like...
Yeah, I'm trying to balance the two out, so...
Yeah.
Yo, so Dane, you once posted that boxing is the loneliest sport.
Oh, yeah.
What did you mean by that?
I mean, that's a quote that's been around for ages in the boxing game. I think that obviously you have a team, but you really are in there by yourself. And I think the biggest challenge is yourself going into a fight. It's not really your opponent. It's more so yourself, You have your doubts. You have all the way leading up to the fight. You're not scared. You're nervous, maybe scared because you don't want a bad outcome. But for the most part, you believe in yourself. You believe in your training. If you put the work in your training, that's where the confidence comes from, right? You can't half-ass something and then think you're going to do something great, That's in any field.
Yeah,
for sure.
So,
and I just think in fighting, the mental aspect just seems to play such a big role. I think that's why Fight Prime is later than other sports.
Yeah.
And I think it just seems like you have the right mindset going in.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm excited, There's a lot on the line, but again, without risk, there's no reward. And where I'm at right now, it just makes sense to do it. I'm 35. The weight cut has been a little bit hard, but I started it off pretty early. And now I'm 2 months out before weigh-ins. I'm going on a meal prep, and then, that's going to help everything.
So you've already gotten started. You've already gotten started. Prepping your body.
Yeah, for sure.
Are you in official fight camp?
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Right now, 2-3 times a week, I'm seeing Al. When I can't see him, I'm at my gym, working out with my guys and stuff like that. So I'm making it work,
Nice.
That's cool. Yeah. So now this time around, are you doing anything different with weight cutting than when you were doing amateur?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I can't. You were. I was a little bit on the ignorant side back then on many levels. But the dieting for sure. Now I'm doing like an official meal prep plan that is targeted towards cutting weight. They've sponsored a whole bunch of fighters and stuff like that. So I'm working with them to get me down. I'm not too far off right now. I feel good. I'm 180 right now. I was originally 190. So I shredded 10 pounds on my own, like fasting and kind of just putting myself on my older regimen, and also including new tactics like CMOS and, plant proteins and stuff like that. So
that's interesting. Yeah, you know what? I haven't talked to somebody weight cutting in so long that there's probably a lot of new, different things, supplements and different types of approaches.
That's what's playing a big factor. So, that's the good part about it. That's why I feel good overall too. So.
Well, now were you maintaining this whole time, staying in shape because of training at the gym, like in what you do typically?
Somewhat.
Or were you like far off and it was like, all right, now I gotta...
No, I mean, I always stay in some shape, because I always like to move around with my guys. I like to, give them a good look on sparring and stuff like that. So I'm always in some decent shape to jump in there and kind of move around and hang in there with them. There was a time where I saw the difference where my guys were, moving a little bit better, and I'm like, well, hold up, I got to start training again because, I got to keep up with these guys. So, but shout out to all my clients too at CFC. They're doing great work. A lot of progress, a lot of changes and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, the videos you post are always fun to watch. You can see, just different exercises people are doing.
Yeah.
A lot of
and
pad work.
It be working too, yo.
Thank
Like
you.
it looks good out there.
Yes.
Now, question I have, like, do you coming back into to boxing now? Do you study the opponent as well? Are they someone that maybe consistently already been boxing, or someone as well? Kind of same character coming back in, for the first time. In a fight.
The thing is that they gave me like 2 names, and anything could happen during this time. So I'm not really taking that route of looking into them too much because any opponent, some of them get cold feet. Other guys are making debuts as well. So there's a lot of emotions that run through that. So some people can't really handle it, or they'll come up with an excuse to not show up. Right now, actually, one of my opponents is kind of flaking out from what I heard. The promoter told me yesterday. So right now, we're in the process of finding me a new guy. They showed me another guy last night. But I'm not hanging on to any name until like gets a little bit closer. At the end of the day, it's a fight.
Right.
And, as long as I'm confident in my training and do what I got to do, it doesn't really matter.
Right on. Someone's ass is going down no matter what.
Fight, man,
Yeah, I like that.
And you've got experience on the amateurs. Like, you've run through, what was Diamond Gloves, right? You've competed at some high-level competitions and done well. I've seen some clips. I've seen some videos,
Thank you.
Talk about that a little.
And what's funny is that I was always thrown into, like, a competition right away. Some guys ease their way in. I was just thrown into, like, the Diamond Gloves. So that's what I thought it was. Like, you're just, like, competing every weekend if you win. I'm definitely looking forward to it. There's a whole brand new experience. There's marketing involved. I'm my own promoter, too, at the end of the day. And a lot of cool things are going to come from this. So we'll see how this event goes. Shaping up to be very nice. So
That's awesome.
Yeah. Looking forward to it.
So I got to ask you, Dane, I know that you're into MMA as well.
Sure.
But specifically, how do you feel about the state of boxing today overall? You got, MMA fighters that are trying to cut their way into the boxing world. Yeah. You got the Jake Pauls, who are not necessarily the typical pro boxer, going in there and doing their thing. How are you feeling about this whole scene?
In the beginning, I think everybody was a little sour and a little skeptical on what was going on, right? Especially with Jake Paul, the YouTuber.
For sure.
But he's been putting in real work, and you know what? You can't deny him. He has fought, say B-side type guys or guys with high profiles towards the ends of their careers. Still a task that a heavy task to take on, but he's done very well with it. He's good under pressure. He's good under the lights. And he's an athlete overall. Can't deny that. Yep. He's brought a lot of attention to boxing, and I think boxing overall has elevated their game because of it. We've seen a lot of good fights coming out these days, and that's what boxing needed. Maybe it needed that push,
Yeah, a little shot in the
MMA
arm.
was definitely taking over.
Yeah, for sure.
And for sure, I think it's definitely still the heavier favorite, But I think overall it's been a good influence for it.
What do you think Ngannou's chances are as a crossover star in boxing?
What are his odds of getting one of the big names?
Should he get a big name?
And should he get a big name?
I like Ngannou as a person. His whole style of just swinging wild in the cage. I mean, I don't know how he would do in boxing. We've yet to see his boxing poise. Right?
That's true.
Because MMA style is a lot different. You can't be winging shots like that,
Exactly.
You're going to look goofy if you miss,
Shit.
You're going to swing big, you're going to miss big, So,
there's a lot of action in the boxing world. Like, maybe not directly traditional boxing, but with like BKFC as another source.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah,
also, I think traditional boxing is starting to have a little bit of a role of fairly high profile fights coming up. You got Gervonta Davis versus what's his name, Ryan Garcia, and you have now. I'm pretty sure I was just reading that Usyk and Fury are about to happen.
Yeah,
Anthony Joshua's
talks about that. We'll see how that shapes out.
Yeah, so it's like there's a role for some big name fights. I was wondering, do you have like a boxing match that you're most looking forward to or anticipating? Are there any major names we should keep an eye out for?
Not really. I think the ones that are in the limelight, like you say, Gervonta's a huge mover right now. You know, he's a huge crowd puller. He's selling out, and he brings a lot to the table. That Garcia fight is going to be the best. Both of their best oppositions, you know?
Yeah.
But that being said, Tank's been sharp. Tank's been taking him out. You know how he always does. You seen Garcia got dropped in his last fight, I believe, right? Am I correct on that?
Yeah, I think so. It had to be the last one.
I think it was like a flash knockdown because he got a little careless.
But that's
you
all.
Do that against Tank.
That's all he needs.
Oh,
stay
yeah.
down. You know what I mean?
He's going to beat his ass. Nah. I like Ryan Garcia, man. He's super fast and quick, man. But then Gervonta, too. Every dude has been talking crazy about him. He's been just blowing him out, yo.
The styles is they play well together because they have to initiate their own style in order to win, right? It's not kind of like they're going to be in the middle. You know, I see Tank putting pressure on him immediately. Yeah. You know, and if he's going to stand tall, Garcia stands tall. He likes to shoulder roll a lot, but he does it at a high, you know. Yeah. So if he leaps in with like a leaping hook, he's going to be there all day to eat that. So he needs to, you know, keep his guard up, high guard, and be careful. He can't take any chances with Tank.
It's going to be a question of discipline.
That's a fact.
And I think that's where I feel like Garcia is so good that he could steal a fight from Davis. He's that technically talented, but discipline, I question.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we'll see how he handles a good shot, too, you know?
Yeah. Fighters change when they get hit hard once or twice, so
is boxing at the point, one of the main complaints you hear is that it's tough in boxing. You don't get a lot of the toughest champs fighting the other toughest champs, right? You don't get the top versus the top. Is that starting to change now? Are we starting to see more of the best guys want to fight each other, or is that still a little bit of a ways away?
I think when a lot of money's on the line, that's what happens. You know, in the UFC, guys, or MMA in general, guys are kind of just trying to prove themselves, and they don't really get the most out of it.
The money is definitely low.
So
okay.
I think the boxers kind of feel they're a reflection of the promotion, right, and how they handle things. So the boxers are going to follow suit, right? You don't see too many call-outs, or if you do, if I get a call-out, I'm like, well, what does he have to offer? And I'm taking a risk by, you know, there's no upside for me. Yeah. So that's how they're all playing the game. I mean, you got a few fighters that are stepping up, and that's great. But overall,
so it's a business.
Yeah,
it's a business.
It's the business model.
About that cheddar too, man.
It's the business decision behind it a lot, huh?
And honestly, you're starting to see that with the UFC, at least as far as like the lightweight division. Our boy Arman Saryukian is constantly saying the top 5 guys refuse to take any risks or fight anybody ranked below them.
Yeah. And
it's working out for those top 5 because now Chandler's getting Conor McGregor on tough.
That's interesting.
So if you avoid,
so just because we didn't mention that, but for everybody, Conor McGregor against Michael Chandler, it's official. The next coaches of Tough, and it's going to be in May, early May.
How about Dustin Poirier's post about that?
He was like, "Those are my sons, battle of my sons."
I was laughing when I saw that.
Poirier was 100% right, though.
Yeah,
you know, like
that's true.
Yep.
That's a funny one.
Those two guys are getting. It's going to be the biggest, one of the biggest fights of the year. Maybe John Jones trumps it, but and I don't think so. Conor's probably the biggest name, but those two guys have lost. They're 1-3 each in their last 4 fights. So you're talking about 2 guys that are 2-6, but that's the fight everyone's going to be talking about.
But you know, like if you really think about it, a lot of people will complain about Chandler. And like his fighting style, he should be a little more cautious. But there's a couple things there, right? It's always a show because of how he is in there.
True.
He's like throws caution to the wind at some point. And he is now the coach of the Ultimate Fighter against the biggest star to come out of the UFC. If the stars didn't align for this dude, I mean, you gotta be at this point be like, you know what, maybe he did something right. It's dangerous to fight like that.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
they're rewarding
that's
him
part of
big.
That's part of his whole deal. I mean, you look at him and you look at Gaethje; they got the same style.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're gonna bang. They're gonna go out on their shield.
Exactly.
You know, even Poirier too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
Poirier.
He'll
he's
sit.
right up
He'll
there.
sit and get into a dogfight as well. Nobody in that circle. Conor's in a serious situation because even after Chandler, regardless of what happens, he's got killers on his ass.
There's there's nobody left that he could say,
you can't hide no more,
my style is perfect for this guy.
And you can't tell me that he's still as hungry as he used to be when he's living it up the way he is lavishly.
What they say,
Yeah.
it's hard to get up and run when you're sleeping in silk sheets.
Yeah, I mean, and if you look at his posts, I mean, he's also jacked up.
Yeah. I'm not gonna comment on that, I guess. But
Was it
USADA,
cocaine?
let's not give him any waivers.
He is
USADA,
not on
let's play it
cocaine.
safe.
We've seen
with
some
this
interesting posts that make you go, on every level.
one. Yeah.
Damn.
But it's hard to picture coming back to that division and fighting anybody, and Michael Chandler included. He will take your head off if you come in there and you're partying. And
Conor's got everything to lose.
yeah, this is a high risk
And
fight.
whoever fights him is a millionaire, automatic millionaire.
It's an instant payday.
Yeah, I mean Chandler is got to be smart. If he's he's getting paid off the show, then they're gonna fight. It's the biggest dude. I mean, all you gotta wonder is he gonna be able to hang with Conor through the season when Conor's snapping on
The
him?
mental part. That,
Yo,
that
How
you
long
were talking
how
about.
long is the Tough series? It's like taped over 3 months or something?
It's a long time. It's like a 2 or 3 month run
Yeah, that's interesting
because that tournament.
because now Conor did enter the USADA pool again or not yet?
I think
I
so.
haven't
He's
heard
gotta-
that it was
Because that's
like
got to be strategically done too.
Yeah,
So that plays a part into it because now that gives you a window, right? Because now you're going to do the tough house and stuff like that. So you got 2-3 months. All right, cool. At the end of it, you guys are gonna fight. All right, so that's like a little gap that's interesting.
To cycle
right?
out.
Yeah. When does he drop in too? Towards the end, or I don't know.
Yeah.
Could they book a fight without him being in the testing pool?
I'm not sure. Could they make it official? Because they're announcing it, but they haven't
UFC
shown us
though.
contracts.
Oh,
or
it's
If
Yeah.
there's
Shit
one
going
thing that we have learned is that when the UFC wants to get it done,
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
and it's certain people's names, they find a way to get it done. So
True.
Uncle
I'm
Dana.
sure.
They
I'm
have
sure we'll
announced
see
fights
that.
without contracts being signed before too, though. Paulo Costa was pissed
Yeah.
about that.
Well, listen, man. Let's rewind this real quick for everybody tuning in. My man Dane, he's going to be making his pro
Boom.
debut. Can you give us the date and location again?
Yeah, April 1st at the Terrace in Paramus, New Jersey. I'll be there fighting at 165 for my pro debut.
Let's go.
I'm excited. Putting a lot of work in. I got a lot riding on this. But I have faith in what I do, and I want to put that on display for everybody, both my clients, fans, haters, for everybody. Because I get also people who are like, "Oh, what's he doing?" And I see it when you talk to people, but I'm like, listen, bro. At the end of the day, I got one shot at this. I'm gonna make a run at this, and like I said, I feel like right now I'm in my prime mentally, and I'll be peaking physically as well. So
Fucking go.
Yes, sir.
Dope
Yes,
to see
sir.
someone go for it.
Someone's ass
You gotta-
is getting beat.
Yeah, well, we're all gonna be there in support
Thank
for
you. I appreciate
sure.
it, you guys. I'll definitely
Yup.
keep everybody posted on ticket sales and
Yeah, and
the
just
tickets
tell
come out and
everybody
stuff
how
like
they
that.
could find you online and
Yeah, so you could look me up on Instagram at combatfitness.com.
Let's go.
I mean, Combat Fitness Club. Yeah, that's my major page is the Instagram. So Combat Fitness Club.
Combat Fitness Club
Reach
on
out to
IG.
me. Yep,
Let's fucking go.
that's it.
All right, y'all. Thank you for tuning in. Dane, thanks for
Thank
coming.
you guys.
Thank
No
you.
doubt.
Continue.
For sure.
Hey, you diggers!